Posting most
Yes. So welcome back to our new session in our US payroll. So here, if you last session we have discussed the FI related third part and posting activities in this particular section. Hmm. And now we'll be focusing our direction towards the tax reporter and some of the other important nodes related to the reports and all. Most frequently used reports we'll be discussing. Okay, and in that also we'll be checking from your system, right, what are the reports we can able to execute and all. So then we will complete this one. Okay, the most important one is the tax reporter one. Okay, so when I say
accept.
tax reporter is the most important one. And if I go to that particular note, okay, so whenever you are doing, so this is a kind of an announcement. Are you able to see my SAP note?
Yes.
Yes. So this is a last year's note. It was released on 14th of October 2020, if you can see. Okay. And it is not a kind of a SAP release. You can say it is a frequently asked question. Every year end, I have last time I have shown you one of the blog, and it is an extension to that. Okay. So it is a more specific to the tax reporter year end. Okay. So what does it say? The purpose of this note is to begin our communication regarding the year end. Okay, and this year end activities, as I was saying, it is a huge activity, and is also considered as a mini project in an organization, any of the customer. Okay, because it's a lot of activities are there, a lot of testing you have to do, a lot of, if it is any training, communication, support, you have to, suppose if you are working as a project manager, you have to plan it everything. Okay, so that
Okay.
is the thing here. Other than that, and most of the things, the easy part of it is most of the things are inbuilt. You do not have to do much thing here. If you see, like log of reasons and prerequisite information calculated. So basically, there are different release for it. Okay, so there are initially SAP is released in the month of August, but later on some changes they have done. And ASUG, as I was saying in the last one of the session, you
Yes.
you have to also involve yourself in that. Okay, even if you're signing off with your company ID, okay, even if you are not having membership, there are many such benefits you'll be getting, like your there are many documents, there are specific webcast. Okay, and many of them are actually absolutely free without membership also you can
Okay.
access. Okay, and if you're lucky and if you're getting the membership also from your organization sponsored by them, then you will be getting more some additional information specific to your region. Okay, so that is you can ask for that. If it is they are giving it, it's well and good, but it is an optional thing. Okay, if they are
Okay.
providing, it is well and good. Otherwise not that much also required. Okay, because many of the things are free of cost also you'll be getting once you're signing up with your business account. Okay, business email ID. So other than that, if you see many of these things, they are saying apply the synchronization HR support pack. Okay, so you might be wondering what is this. So it will be not done by you. Okay, whenever they are saying apply this particular package and all, you have to always
Basis.
check with basis. Okay, so then, so as they are saying whatever they are saying, that once it is done, then there are certain release document they have shared here. So the release document goes like this, like for year end 2020, minimum HRSP and CLCs are released as shown below. Okay, so all these things you do not have to go about. Okay, only thing is you just provide this requirement to your basis consultant. Okay, so let's say you are having HR renewal or ESP 8 package. Okay, then you have to go
Okay.
for this particular line item. Okay, so similarly, this is not your area, like you will be saying to the whatever them, because mostly customers are now in 7 or 8, they are not
Okay. Yes.
before that. Okay, so 7 or 8 you have to just go for that, and whatever the availability, okay, you can go through that particular document, and these details you have to take check with your basis. So the functional consultant, your work starts where I will just tell you that. So basically if you see till this point you do not have anything. Yeah, so once it is done, before applying HRSP, review possible introduce using among HR support packages, and these things also again not required. Everything will be from basis. Your work will start where I will just tell you that. Not here, not here, 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 here. So this is from from a training perspective or from a testing point of view. You just secure a quality system. If you're already having it, is well and good. Okay, because for all the testing point of view, you need quality system, right? Okay, so that quality system you have to be doing performing all the testing, and also from a training point of view, that is also required. Okay, you're getting my point. Why you need a this thing?
No, I don't. I didn't get it.
Okay, so let's say you are not a tax reporter expert. Okay, suppose you
Yes.
are and you like certain kind of a training or some kind of these things are there. Okay, so then you can contact, but it is not required because you're also a functional consultant. Only if you are having some end user or say client, if they are having some kind of challenges or they are not understanding these things from a SAP point of view. Okay, so they might be understanding what is a tax specific to US. Okay, but how to do that they do not know in the SAP system. Okay, so
Okay.
as a functional consultant, your job is to train them. Okay, suppose there is some new people, they are very new to SAP. Okay, so
Okay.
as a training means your responsibility is like, suppose before performing any kind of a testing, because they should know that how to run a particular transaction code in SAP, or how to run that particular tax reporter in SAP.
Okay.
They might be expert in their domain area. They might be in tax expert, but in the system, suppose they do not know how to do it. Your responsibility lies like how to guide them. Okay, so that is your one of the
Okay.
responsibilities. Okay, and also regarding documentation, there are some hyperlink SAP has given for user guide, okay, or checklist. Checklist is in one of the important activity. Okay, suppose you are working as a project manager or as a functional consultant also, is there any other checklist to be referred? That checklist link they have given here. So I'll just go to that. I think this is the same note only. Just a minute, let me check. Okay, so this is I think one previous session I think I've said. Is it? No, I think
Yes.
this is the actually list actually. So about HCM US tax reporter, what are the things? This is a kind of a checklist. It will be guiding you, like from an annual reporting point of view. These are the reports you should be aware of. Okay, how to execute them. Okay, how in a different option. Suppose I'm going for form W2. Okay, so this one we'll be doing today. Okay, W2 or tax statement and W3. Okay, so you have to understand how to execute all these things individually. Okay, similarly, any correction is happening. Okay, WTC corrected waste type and tax statement, then you should be able
Yes.
to execute all these things. Okay, so this is again as a functional consultant, you might be knowing, you might be expert in this. Okay, but as a end user, okay, suppose he or she is new to the company and he do not know, he or she doesn't know all these options. What are the options are here? Okay.
Uh, regarding W2 and the other report, like audit report, is the functional consultant can run those reports with actual data or not?
So as a functional consultant, there is no harm in running those reports, okay, because it's just a report. It doesn't update anything, okay. So you can run the report from a testing point of view in the quality environment. You can run as many times as possible, but whenever
Okay.
you are performing in the production, okay, so
Yes.
you have to just little careful, but there is no harm actually. So you can execute those report, and you can also ask your customer to execute those report, okay. So then there will be no problem in executing those reports as such.
I mean, they give you this task to ask you to run this report.
Yeah, so generally it is end user activity, okay.
Yes,
But
that's what I'm asking.
but ideally you should not do it. But if they
Okay.
ask for reporting, suppose due to some reason, let's say some authorization issue or some issue, they are not able to. Because I did also same thing. Suppose they are not able to access that due to some reason XYZ, so you have to download that report and you have to mail them or you have to send to them. Okay, so that activity you should be expert in this area. Okay, so you should be able to download those reports, but it is not your regular job. Okay, I am saying, okay, it is an
Okay.
end user activity. They should be able to check all these things not only from SAP but also via your ESS. Okay, so from your employee self-service portal also you should be able to access these things. Okay, you're getting my point?
Yes, but yes. So my role in this kind of forms or report is to test.
Yes, testing is very important because in a year-end activity, in the quality system, you will be performing a lot of testing regarding this W2, W3, okay, whatever it is, whether it is working or not, okay. So this is an important activity in your year-end project, basically, I will say.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, so these all, there are so many things are there, but not very difficult, okay. So like similarly, a form 1099. What is this for? Any
This
idea?
for individual contract, 1099.
Yes, for 1099. And similarly, the 940, are you aware of?
940 is unemployment
Yes,
tax.
yes.
Federal.
Federal unemployment tax return if you are anything doing. Okay, so this is a kind of a list you will be having from an annual reporting point of view. Okay, and also we do have certain reporting from a quarterly point of view also. Mostly this 941. Okay, like every quarter federal tax returns are there happens. Okay, so that will happen, and also the SUI. And you are aware of SUI, right?
Yes.
Yes, state
Insurance,
unemployment, unemployment insurance, all this kind of report. These are actually comes under quarterly, and there is also for Chicago we have this things monthly reporting for Illinois. Okay, so this is also there. Okay, you should be aware of. And also there is something called MWR report. What is that? Multiple work site, okay, different locations.
multiple report. Yes.
So that is also there. These are all standard only. Okay. Other than that, we have something special reporting. What are the special reporting? These are again specific to some locations. Okay, like Puerto Rico. So some reports are there. Okay. Similarly, some reports are there for 940, 940 PR, 941 PR. So there are some other specific special reporting from point of view. And for New York also, there is a
specific, yes.
fourth quarter combined ways, because depending upon the regulations of their localizations. Okay, so SAP also created a couple of means you will say special report for them. Okay, and if it is not, it says like New York now it is no longer valid. Okay, so it's saying effective Q for 2019 it is no longer valid because it is now from other they are taking the same theme. Okay, similarly for Texarkana, actually they are having annual reporting for exempt wages. Okay, and also some specific locations, states. Okay, OHPA and all county. So you'll be having some specific city and school district level. You'll be having certain kind of special reporting. But our main major focus will be always on the annual and quarterly. Okay, but the remaining things you should know. Okay, special reporting from a reporting point of view. Okay, but the main focus will be always on the monthly. Sorry, your annual and quarterly. Okay. Other than that, there is a series of note SAP releases every year end. Okay, like it makes our life easier. Okay, so like from a sequence of notes they have given, and this notes most 70 to 80% of things these are inbuilt. When I say inbuilt, that means as soon as you apply those patches, okay, automatically those changes will be done in your system. You do not have to do much in the your configuration point of view. But from a testing point of view, a lot of activities, because it requires a lot of testing. If anything, let's say you have done some kind of customization, okay, whether it is affecting your those particular reports and all. Okay, so in those cases, you have to revisit all those custom changes, custom reports, those custom RISE-FW objects. When I was discussing RISE-FW objects, right? So you might
Yes.
have created some custom copy of your W2. Okay, so then you have to compare your custom W2 also, and also if anything is required, you have to talk to your ABAPer and do the changes in the custom W2 or custom W4, anything specific requirement of your organization. Whatever changes you have done, the same changes you have to replicate in your custom reports also to check that. Okay. So those kind of changes are there, but mostly it is easy, and it is little bit laborious, means you have a lot of activities. Okay, a lot of testing effort. Okay, but you have to do this testing along with your customer. Okay, like suppose today you have planned to do testing for one scenario. After doing that series of testing, you just do a peer review among your, suppose you are having some colleague in your team. Okay, so you before you talk to your customer, do a peer review before doing what kind of questions the customer may ask. Okay, so you have to think that proactively. Then you talk to your peer review person. Then after doing those kind of internal check, then you deliver to the customer that this is the series of testing we have done, and the customer has to sign off that. Okay, so they will be performing that testing in your quality system. Okay, once it is done, then you are ready and good to go for moving those
What
changes.
do what do you mean by testing if in the report side?
From a report side, let's say I will tell you, let's say in your W2 or W4, whatever forms or whatever reports you've designed, okay, means standard report is already there, but let's say in your organization, you have some customization you have done. Okay, so it can customization can be anything. Okay, depending upon your, first of all, if there is no customization, there is no, just you have
No
to run,
test. Okay.
no test, I will not say, but at least randomly you choose some employees, you just run their W2, W4, all these things.
To see, yes.
Just to check everything is coming fine, especially especially those address, those alignment, everything. Mostly these are standard testing only, not much effort is required, but randomly pick from different payroll area, different personal area, randomly pick up some 10, 15 employees, depending upon sample, depending upon your employee head count. Okay, then just to do some random testing, and if everything is fine, is well and good. Otherwise, if you have done any kind of customization, then whether the customization have been affected by this particular year-end activities or not, that you need to check it. Okay, so that is the kind of a scenario you'll be getting. But more the customization, more the effort is required for testing. So the effort may go like it may be some 15 days to 2 months also. Okay, so somewhere in between. Minimum 15 days you should keep it for 15 days to 1 month. Okay, then if it is lot of customizations are there, then you can go for it. Will take more time.
So and posting to authorities some reports is part of end user job, not of my job.
That is the end user. That is a purely end user job. Okay.
Okay.
So they will be doing that activities because they are the experts in that area. Okay. But our job is like just to give a technical help if they are facing any technical challenges, or suppose certain reports are not up to the expectations as per the legal requirement and all. So you have to understand why that is coming. Suppose some cases a particular field is missing. Then in that case, it can be a data issue also. Suppose a particular data is not maintained in that particular info type, then obviously that will not feature in your W2 or W4, right? Okay. So in that case, you have to check with your HR that you have to validate all those info types, verify, cross check. So before one of the activity I will recommend, like before do such kind of activity, also do a data quality check. Okay, but what do you mean by data quality check? Any guess?
No, I don't know.
So basically, whatever the information in your SAP HR system specific to payroll, let's say if nothing is missed, which is related to your from a taxation point of view. Okay, so there are many such fields are mandatory already in the SAP, like your social security number and all. But still, there are certain information it can be the HR might have ignored, or the employee might not. They may not have shared with the HR. Okay, so those details are really required to be updated in your SAP system. Okay, then only your SAP will be able to fetch those data from the reports. Okay, so with that understanding, so there is the other this deck I have already shared with you, that ASUG. I think you have already that deck. Okay, so it covers everything, and the webcast you will be able to see whenever you'll be having access to that in your new company. Do not worry about it. And regarding SAP notes and all, I'll be sharing that with you. And a couple of things are there. And what is the CLC? You tell me.
That country legal changes. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'm of course regarding the reconciliation report in this regard is part of testing or part of verifications when we use reconciliation report regarding this.
Yes, reconciliation is part of this only. So basically, you'll be comparing those reports and you'll be just checking whether it is working fine Okay, so reconciliation report is also from this point of view. This is an important one. This is also part of your year-end activities, and you have to reconcile all those values. Okay, okay, so that is
Okay.
also part of this activity. So that can
Okay.
be. So what you can do now, Jack? So you just to go to your system. I will allow you to host as a host. Then you can show me the data may not be there in your all the reports may not be able to execute, but still we will check what are the possibilities are there.
Okay.
I can see your system.
I think it's time out. I think so.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Yes. Now you go to your human resources specific report. We will go US specific report. Go to payroll. Americas. USA. Go to your. It will be in your. Generally, I use from a transaction code, so I just generally. It should be in your info system or tool, something like that. Let's check that. Here, yeah. From here only, yes. So you can see the reconciliation report. PU19 is the important one. PU19 is your tax reporter. Go there.
Which one?
PU19, PU19.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yes. You're familiar about this report, right?
Yes, I just.
So you just choose your. You can see there are tax forms on the left-hand side, and you can choose your company.
Okay.
Then reporting period and date. Okay, so let's say your December 2020 you can enter
this December 20 or before this
before that whatever date.
01/01/2015. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, whatever data. I'm not sure what about the data quality of your system. You must be aware of this.
Yeah, of course, the trade system there's no quality.
Yeah, there is no quality. I understand.
we are the same date or different date?
You can consider the same date. Yeah.
Okay.
Enter. Annual reporting you can go for annual.
Okay.
So there are two sections basically. If you see in quarterly also we have two folder. One is called quarterly and quarterly corrections, and in annual also we do have annual and annual corrections. So primarily we do corrections notes are like reports are like a W2 C. It will end with a C. C means correction. Okay. Similarly, first of all we'll be going for W2. You just select that W2 wage and tax statement. Let's see. So here you can see where are three things basically. W2 wage and tax statement, production run and test run. So you can go for the test run and you try some employee, whatever. And there are three things: employee copy, magnetic media, authority copy. So you can choose for everything and click test online by choosing a personal.
Let's see this one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a random check.
Or we can okay. Was test online or
test online. Let's see. I think something is coming up.
Okay, there's nothing.
Click that the forms. Okay, form. Click the double click of the form. Nothing is
nothing. There's nothing. You can see the thing here.
Oh yeah.
Something
a document's symbol is not there. Okay.
The same thing there.
Same thing here. Okay, I understood. Okay. So is there any variant for this? Just go back if there is any variant.
I can use like I see if I do 0002999. Can do, but a lot of data will be takes forever. Let's see this one.
Yeah, just try that.
Okay.
Something is coming.
Yes, that's magnetic
media, but it is actually this is a for electronic filing. It is required. Okay, so you'll be sending that. But anyway.
So my role in this part is checking this tax report
Yes,
log for
yes,
errors.
yes, log for error. Yeah. Double click on that if anything is coming. I think there is something. Okay, so you can see these are your errors in generating the PDF form. This. You double click any of this error. If anything is happening.
Nothing.
Okay, okay. So basically, this is a technical configuration changes. So again, such kind of error means
This.
some technical configurations are missing. That means because we are not updating patches and everything, right, in the
Okay.
training
Yes.
system. But in an ideal environment, you will not be getting any error. Such kind of everything will be green. Okay.
So my part just checking the errors and see what.
Yes. Yes.
This is my role as functional
This
consultant.
functional consultant, your role will be like to check if everything is correct or not. And this downloading, again, you can also do it, but actually it is the job of your end user. They will be downloading all these things, okay? And also the magnetic media, whatever, they'll be also communicating the same thing. In case they are facing some challenges, then you can, from a testing point of view, you can generate all these things.
And this one production run, this is not my role here.
Production, they will be doing that. Okay, so as a functional consultant,
so my role limited to this.
And not limited, I will say. Test run also will be doing. In case the client requires support in the production, then you should be able to run it. But again, you have to ask your IT, like, or what are the authorization you are given, depending upon the business, but there is no hard and fast such rule. Okay, so you have to check with your HR or in your organization, the client organization. You have to check what are the whether you're authorized to do that or not. Okay, because in many cases, I have also seen that functional consultants have all authorizations. Okay, they can do anything. So in case they can, so suppose you are given an access to it, and if your client needs it, then you can download that for a sample, not for everyone. Okay, for some sample, you can download those. You should be able to, because before the client test everything, you should be able to test everything, right? For that reason,
yes.
you need access at least. Okay, randomly you'll be choosing pick up some of the employees. Okay, just sometimes we call it something called smoke testing. Are you aware of smoke testing?
No.
Okay, so generally what we do, Jack, there is a concept called smoke testing. Whenever you are releasing something in the SAP production environment, suppose it is already released to your, because in production, we can't do those kind of testing, right? The way we do in the quality, okay, quality environment. So what we do, generally we pick any random 1 or 2 employees, and you just check that whether it is working for that employee or not. Okay, that this is kind of testing the smoke actually. Okay, just check one of those employee, and you ideally it should be done by the customer. Okay, then you will be assisting them in front of you. They will be executing, you will not be executing, ideally 99% of cases. And if they are able to execute and everything is success, then it is good. Otherwise, if there is some issues and all, then you have to check that particular issue in that particular report. Okay, so this is regarding this W2. Okay, and similarly you can choose for go to 1099. Very similar things also. From a structure point of view, there's no difference in all this report. Okay, means from a selection screen, everything you will be having test run, production run, and also you'll be having some testing online. Okay, that you'll be doing. Okay, and same goes with your 940 also. You can
there's any configuration beyond this like preparation for tax report.
Yes. So from a configuration point of view, now what you can do, like those standard configurations, whatever, suppose all of your tax codes, all the tax companies, okay, those are all standard configuration.
Okay.
Okay, so if those are all maintained and all of your data also maintained for those employees, so do not have to don't have to worry about it. Okay. So those things will be taken care. Okay. So there is a prerequisite. Like still, if you want, you can check, verify before the year-end activities start. Just verify, take a download of all of your, you know how to download those, right? Means, or for your reference, those tables and all. Are you aware of those configuration? Otherwise, I will guide you. Go to SPRO. Go to, after going to SPRO, go to the specific configuration of tax. tax. Yeah. So basically, SAP BSI interface, you do not have to do much. Initial configuration will be this is a one-time activity. Okay. So go to the tax companies. Yeah. So then define tax companies. So this must have been done during your implementation phase. Okay. So
Yeah,
what?
I did some. I worked a little bit.
Okay, you have already done, right? Okay. Actually,
Yes.
here there is a print option. Okay, so there is a just execute that. I will tell you.
Okay.
There is a print option. Go to the print option. Yeah, click that. So what you can do with because you will not be able, means you will be not accessing everything every time, right? This particular table. So you can take a dump. Okay. So for this, okay, so there is a spreadsheet option. Just click that spreadsheet.
This one?
No. Before that. Yes. Before that, there is a forward arrow green button. Yeah. Local file.
This
click
one?
that. Click that. So here, actually, there is a spreadsheet option which come, but I don't know.
I didn't see it now.
I don't see, but still, you can take a download of it. Click that tick button. Otherwise, there is an Excel option. Just close this. I saw an Excel option also there. Just before that, there is Excel option. Before that, the icon.
This one?
Yes. I think that one. Because the GUI is little different for you. I can see. Yeah, that is a spreadsheet option. Yes. Yeah. So you just download it. So whenever you're going for the new project, right? Whenever you're joining the new company, so you just try to take a down. If they're providing this information, it is well and good. But in the maximum cases, I don't see that. You can take for your future reference. Okay, so you can take a download of this. You're able to download that.
Yeah, I cancel it, but I can download it.
Oh no.
Okay.
Click that. Yeah. Click that.
Okay.
So you just save in your desktop, then click allow. So in this way, what you can do, Jack, all of your configuration, what you think, you can take a dump of it. Okay, so it is and you can prepare one Excel. In the same Excel, what you can do, you can prepare multiple sheet. Okay, so this is my tax configuration. This is your BSI related configuration. This is mine. Okay, so similarly, you just go to the another tab. Go to the another SAP node. Go to SAP. Go back. And from here, you go back. The next one is important one. Go back again.
This one?
Assign tax company to personal area. Okay. So similar kind of execute it. And do the same thing for this table also. And from take print, click print. After print only, this option will come. Yeah, click that. Yeah, this is also you can take a download. I always prefer this because from an audit point of view, from an internal reference point of view, suppose I would like to verify something. Let's say every month, actually, I do the check of this. I take a download and compare if anything. So you can give some other name. Actually, these are actually really small things, but it will be really helpful in your support activities. You can see there are so many things are missing here. Okay, you can see that as it is a dummy system. Okay, so these things you have to take care. Okay, like if something is missing in the color company ID also missing in some of the cases. Personally, it will not happen in your live system, but in case
in the live system we don't have all this data.
In the live system we'll be having some selected data, right? Okay, so in those cases we'll not be having problem, but in case if it is missing, then you have to configure that.
Okay. Usually in a real system, how many companies this is like personal area should be how many usually
depending upon your organization size. Even I have seen there are some 200, 300 personal areas also I have seen. And also I have seen some 5 to 6 organization with a small size, 5 to 6 personal areas. So it will vary from It will vary from organization to organization, depending upon the size of the organization, complexity of their organization structure. Okay, it all depends upon that. There is no hard and fast rule.
Okay.
So this is regarding, it's a good tip for you for your understanding.
Okay.
It will be helpful. I generally prefer this method.
Regarding this part, in support project, if any legal like tax type, any change in tax type, there's any effect on tax model?
Yes, that will affect your tax model. Okay, and that also you have to, whenever you're doing such kind of changes, right? You have to talk to your not tax authorities, means tax consultants in your client side. Okay, so suppose there are certain regulatory changes, definitely that will be taken care. But in case of anything you are doing new thing, okay, before you are doing that, do a thorough discussions with your HR or payroll
Yes.
payroll business analyst and all your, and also they might be having some tax experts in that area. So after taking their suggestions only, you do those changes. Okay, like if you see from a tax data maintenance. Okay, so this is, you can see one is a first time configuration, right? Okay,
Yeah.
just open that first time configuration. This is your initial implementation only. Okay, so if you can see define tax modifier, you go there. So you can see it is just related to schema. Okay, so employer tax modifier, you might
this
have.
is a schema.
So basically what will happen, so generally in your tax we copy that schema as usual and create our own in our G space. Okay, so that you can do.
Yeah. Any change in tax type, like here, any change is necessary, is can produce change in tax model in subsequent activity to create new models or not?
So actually it will
You
be in
know,
the,
tax model is related to tax type.
yes,
To build
yes.
this model. That's why if any change in a legal tax type, a new tax type or something like that, I have to create new tax model.
Yes. So basically in the new model, basically you just execute, I will tell you, define taxability model. Yeah. So if it is already created, then you do not have to do much here. Okay. So if you see here, the tax model, tax modifier, tax classes is already there. Okay. So only in case some changes is happening from a particular period. Okay. Then you do not have to create a new model. I will say from that period you can delimit. You are no understanding, right? You are what I'm saying.
I understand the limit, yes, but these tax models is grouping this tax residence, tax modifier, and tax class, and the combo. There's connection between tax model, tax combo, and tax type. There's not here in tax type.
Okay.
So any change in tax type, how to move from tax type to tax model?
Okay, so in that case, you have to create a new entries here. Okay, so
yeah, that's why I'm
yeah,
asking.
yes. In that case, if it is not there, then you can't do anything, right? So you have to just click new entries. For testing point of view, also we can do that. Click new entries. New entries here. Yeah. So the tax model, whatever model you are choosing, that you can choose here. Let's say, then these things will be coming automatically, like whether it is residence or anything, RUW, residence or unemployment, which related to that. You can choose that. Then similar in the tax modifier, if you have remembered
01.
anything, yeah.
01.
Tax class.
Is processor class 71 is specification. I don't know specification.
If you remember, it is well and good. Otherwise, you can refer other one.
Specification 1. Okay. In date. Different one in date to what.
If you're not sure, then you can put 3112.999. Then you started from which date it will actually starting, that you the start date you can, let's say 1st of January 2021, something like that. Then tax combo. It will come automatically if you choose.
See all the options.
Yes, see all the options.
This is tax type. That's what I'm asking. This
Yes, yes,
you can see now. This
yes.
indirect connection between tax model and tax combo.
Yeah, yeah.
Tax combo related to tax model.
Combination.
Yes, that's the any
That,
change here is a required change in tax combo, and change in tax combo required change in tax model.
yeah, yeah. So that should be in sync actually. So your tax combo and your tax type, okay. So that should be in sync. Because whatever you can't choose randomly. So whatever combo is applicable for that tax type, that only you have to choose here. So you can see there are many options, 10, 20, 48, 49. So many things are there. Okay.
Did you face any scenario regarding changing tax type? No.
No, actually, I have not. So for me, actually, it is very much stable system in most of my projects. In the initial phases of implementations, it was a little tricky, but after that, it was mostly stable, this thing. So I have not done many changes here.
Okay.
But I will share some of those if I'm having some other notes I prepared for this. I will just check that and I'll just making a note of it. If anything is there, then I will definitely share with you. But as far as I remembered, I have not done much changes here mostly. Mostly these are standard.
Overall, there's no changes.
No
Usually in the
changes.
established system, you don't have
Established.
to.
Yes, yes. If it is a new system, then you can have such kind of thing. But if it's a stable, suppose if you are running payroll for the last 5 to 10 years,
Okay.
then mostly these are stable. Okay, so you will not be getting, if anything new change, new things is coming up, that is a different case. But the standard which is already existing, you do not have to worry about it, because it's the say is a subsequent maintenance only. Sometimes you do if any kind of changes. Okay, and you just go to the third option there, define text type combinations. That is the and also same thing.
Which one?
Define text type combinations. You go to that, execute that, but
Okay.
yeah, it is. I think it's the same thing. Little different. The text combo is coming fast. Okay, so here you can mention like the combination of your text combo and text type. Okay, so that you can maintain.
The only difference is yes. Here,
Yes,
yes, tax
yes, yes, yes.
indication.
That is the that's the indication.
But yeah, that's I was confused. Sometimes I did ask because somebody asked me in interview if any change in the tax type.
Yeah, yeah. So what you can do, suppose there is a combination is missing there, then that combination you can configure here. Okay, let's say for text type 23, it is not there in the text combo. Okay, so what you can do, you can make a new entries here and you can maintain that combination here. Then only it will be supported in other model, not text model.
Okay.
If something is missing, then you just come here and you make that combination configuration here. Then only you will be able to do that. Okay. So this is your table and configuration point of view. Okay. You understood?
Yes.
Okay. So now you can, any other questions regarding the reporting? Most of things are standard. As a functional consultant, the only thing is you have to ensure the testing point of view and data point of view, configuration point of view, what other things are required. You just verify those things as a functional consultant. Nothing much difficult.
Okay. Yeah. So this to sum up my role in this area in tax report and tax reporters. Looks like 90% is testing.
Yes,
mostly
yes.
Support projects.
In a support project, you are responsible for checking all these things time to time. And if anything is missing, that you have to configure. Okay. And if everything is configured, still if you're getting some kind of issues, then you have to find out the root cause as usual. Okay. Then another role will be like your testing. Okay. Suppose you are having a different testing consultant, that's a different scenario. But if still you have to do the functional testing, okay, or unit testing, I will say. Everything, whatever is changes is done. Okay. That you have to verify and you have to test all those things. Okay. So any other questions do you have regarding reporting?
The interface. Is will be today or
no, interface we will do it tomorrow. Okay, so that so almost everything. Just I will quickly summarize whatever the things I have covered. Can you just make me host again? Okay, so let me share my screen. I will just tell you the whatever the topics are left. Can you allow me? Now I can. So this is your mind map once again. So we have covered today's to summarize the second portion of the FI posting and the couple of notes we have seen and the tax report and what are the important reports we have discussed and what are the troubleshooting point of view. How as a functional consultant, what will be a role that we have discussed this thing. So this
Third party posting. We're talking about finance, finance posting, but we don't talk about third party posting activities. What is my role in that part?
Third party posting, third party posting activities, right? So basically the same thing. Like if anything, whenever I'm saying FI and third party posting, right? Suppose you are not using SAP FICO. Mostly as customers they use SAP FICO. Okay. In that case, your role will be like suppose you are using some other system for finance posting. Okay. So then what are the activities you'll be doing that actually covered in that third party posting? And there is nothing much difference. The way is you are responsible for coordinating in those cases. Okay. Because you are not directly posting to SAP FICO, you are posting to some other finance system. Okay. Whether that document is generated or means after your posting is done, whether your finance, you have to just coordinate that with them, whether they are able to see the document which is posted from SAP. Okay. And other than that, also you will be doing, are you aware of DME, pre-DME, all those things, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm this you're talking process model?
DME, pre-DME, bank transfer, whenever
yeah,
you are
bank transfer. Yeah, that's why I have question on there. What is usually those system are set for established system. What my role is over there?
Okay.
Like third party posting, you're talking about the bank and the benefits.
Yes. Banks and benefits, yes, banks and benefits. But actually, what I will do, as I was discussing, I will cover that in a tomorrow session. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
I will just
I got you. Okay.
yeah. So benefit actually, as I was saying like it is a bonus modules for it. So I will be discussing in 2 sessions benefits and any other interface because benefits itself a vast module. Okay. And benefits or any interface related thing. Okay. This is one of the bonus session for you. That is a bonus session number 1. Another session in another tomorrow only I will be covering. So like that is your yes, you have asked ECP prerequisites, whatever the basic understanding. Okay, so that is I will also cover for you. Okay, so because this is the future. Okay, because you now whatever we have covered, actually this is not a very new thing we have discussed. These are all conceptual thing, but our future is lies in your success factor employee central as a functional consultant. Okay, your next target I will recommend that you should go for learning EC payroll. Even I do have a lot of videos in that. Okay.
Yeah, I saw your video. I watched
almost
them.
90% of them are actually absolutely I have given because many people have asked for me to take their training, but it's not practically possible to scale up.
Yeah, I know.
So for that reason, I made them absolutely free of cost and for them, everyone.
I saw one document there in your video of over 1,000 page.
It is now 3,500 plus. If you want, I can share that with you, but it is
yeah. If you don't mind, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem because there is no problem because these are actually from different sources. I curated that document. There is no harm in sharing that document.
Okay.
That I keep on improving that document over a period of time. So in the Telegram, what I will do, I will share that document with you as
sure.
As a gift for you. I will definitely
I will
share that. I will do that for you. Welcome. So this will be your bonus session 2. So tomorrow I will try to cover this 2 topic. Okay. Then the small things like another session I will take you on Monday, like one session for the other tickets. Okay, from one. One in that session only I will be covering this payroll model activity. It's a small topic, very small topic. but from a technical point of view, this is a little bit, if you understand it is well and good. Okay, so this is a advanced payroll, I will say, topic. And this also tomorrow we'll be covering these two topics: benefits, interface, and ECP prerequisite.
And then regarding DMA?
Sorry?
DMA, posting to bank.
That posting to bank, actually, this will be coming under interface only.
Okay.
It is a kind of an overlapping topic, like a third-party posting. Sometime we call it, sometime interface we call it. Okay, that banking, I will just make a note of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I will not forget. Banking interface. Okay, so that banking and other interface. So this will keep me. We will focus on this two area tomorrow. So another 2 and 3 hours. Within 3 hours, we will be able to complete this entire learning journey. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we are. After that also, once you join your organization, if any help you require from me, and you can always reach out to me at any point of time. I'm happy to help you in that.
Okay.